In previous episodes of the podcast, I've talked about how it's possible for people on the autism spectrum to become independent, to venture out on their own and live within their means. That's all well and good, but what if I told you that independence isn't always necessary, or even the best goal for everything in life?
What?
Welcome to the Pancake King Life and Marriage on the Spectrum, your source for all things autism and marriage. You're probably wondering why I'd dare to say something so controversial. What do you mean, Forrest? Isn't physical, emotional, social, and financial independence the ultimate goal for autistic people? Isn't that what this podcast is all about? Yes and no. I'm not here to stick with what's safe or conventional. I'm here to discuss autism in ways that are hard to find elsewhere. When we get married, everything about ourselves merges, our strengths and our weaknesses. And over time, we learn how they can work together and build on each other. This is what we call interdependence. Now, don't misunderstand me. Interdependence isn't about relying on your partner to fulfill you in every way. No person in the world can do that, and it's unfair to expect it. Interdependence means that our strengths and weaknesses complement each other. In a healthy relationship, prioritizing and nurturing our partnership is more valuable than trying to do everything on our own. Here's how that can look. Number 1, recognize and celebrate each other's strengths. In an interdependent relationship, each partner brings unique skills to the table. One person might be more organized, keeping things rooted in a routine, while the other is more adaptable, better able to handle surprises, as Kay and I are, respectively. Recognizing traits like these gives us the ability to draw on them when they're really needed. For example, Kay tends to think logically, while I'm more emotionally driven. Despite our different approaches, our unique perspectives help us navigate situations in the best way possible. Number 2, learning to ask for help. One of the biggest challenges in any relationship is learning to ask for help without feeling guilty or ashamed. It can be tough because asking for help can make you feel like you're not capable on your own. I've felt that way myself, having to ask Kay for help even when I didn't want to. But I was always better off for it. There have been many times Kay has helped me without needing to ask. A supportive partner often recognizes needs and takes actions. Kay has helped me by organizing our evenings and structuring the time I need to work on projects, while I've been there to console her when our routines have been disrupted. She struggles with social anxiety and often has a hard time starting or carrying on conversations in public. I tend to be the more talkative one, which makes her feel more comfortable. We balance each other out by stepping in when the other needs support. Number 3, emotional interdependence. As I mentioned earlier, no partner can fulfill every emotional need. Emotional interdependence doesn't mean relying on your partner to meet all your emotional needs every minute of the day. True emotional interdependence is about providing emotional support to the best of both partners' abilities. In a neurodiverse marriage, emotional support can look a little different. Some people on the spectrum struggle to identify or express emotions, while others experience emotions intensely. Kay and I fall into these categories respectively. Physical affection and words of affirmation help me feel emotionally supported, but for Kay, it's the opposite. She feels supported when I invest time in the things she cares about. Sometimes this means watching one of her favorite shows with her, but other times it's simply about having conversations on topics that interest her. Simple practical gestures like these go a long way. In conclusion, in an interdependent marriage, there's room for each partner's unique needs, strengths, and vulnerabilities. We don't have to fit into society's mold of complete independence to have a fulfilling, balanced life together. By recognizing the strengths that both partners bring to the relationship, we can create a partnership that's stronger and more resilient than either of us could be alone. For those on the autism spectrum, this can mean letting go of the pressure to be completely self-reliant and instead embracing the idea that our lives and relationships are enhanced when we lean on each other. Thank you for listening to and watching the Pancake King Life and Marriage on the Spectrum. Be sure to subscribe to my Substack at thepancakeking.substack.com and subscribe to this channel for more videos. See you guys next week.